Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to our series of porch concerts. It's been a couple of weeks since we gathered, and last night I was thinking, well, what are we going to have for a concert? And I was thinking, what's coming up and what's been going on? So, thinking about what's coming up, tomorrow is the what?
Oh, it's May Day.
Derby Day. All right. So I was thinking of Kentucky Derby Day. So I was thinking, what are the Kentucky songs so we know what songs do we sing about Kentucky? And that brought me to, I realized I may not have shared with you where the Crestwind song comes from. When I was in Detroit, there was some people I played music with. One of them was Mabel. She was just about as cute as could be, and she was from Pike County, Kentucky. And we would be playing, she'd be playing guitar, we'd be playing, I'd play the banjo, and George would play the fiddle, and we'd get going on a hot tune. Pretty soon the guitar would disappear, and Mabel would lay it down on the ground and start dancing. Just kind of a wonderful lady she was. And she used to sing this song that I changed to the Crestwind song, but it's called Kentucky. So in honor of the Kentucky Derby, we're going to think about Kentucky for a few minutes. And this may sound familiar, just the letters are different. You take a K and an E and an N and a T and a U and a C-K-Y, that spells Kentucky, and it means paradise. You take a chicken and you kill it and you put it in the skillet and you cook it till it's brown. Southern cooking, it's mighty nice. Don't cover a lot when you look on the map. But I wasn't studying geography while I was living on my mama's knee. You take a K and an E and an N and a T and a U and a C-K-Y, that spells Kentucky, and it means paradise. So at the time, I would go back home to visit my parents in Arkansas, and I showed them this new song I learned, and they said, well, you ought to do something for Arkansas. So this is my attempt for Arkansas, and for you, Russ, because this has just a little bit about that moonshine in it. You take an A and an R and a K and an A and an S and an S-A-S, that spells Arkansas. It's home to me. You put some corn in a pot and you cook it up a lot and you run it through a copper tube, that's Mountain Dew. And it's good, don't cover a lot when you look on the map. But I wasn't studying geography while I was looking at my mama's, sitting on my mama's lap, knee, someplace wherever I was. You take an A and an R, a K and an A and an N and an S-A-S, that spells Arkansas, and it means paradise. So that is where our Crestwind song started.
You could change one of those words.
They're the good ones.
Your mama's correct.
Oh, well, that would be something. So, Kentucky Derby Day, you can't have Kentucky Derby without singing an old Stephen Foster song. This one is called My Old Kentucky Home. The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. Summer, the old folks folks are gay. The corn tops ripe and the meadows are in bloom, and the players make music, the birds make music in the air. The old young folks roll on the little cabin floor, and merry, all happy and bright. By and by, the times come a-knocking at my door. Then we all Kentucky home goodbye. Weep no more, my darling. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home. Do-do-do, Kentucky home far away. So my old Kentucky home, they'll be singing that one tomorrow. I can't see this with the sunshine, sorry. So we should have another song about what's happening tomorrow. And I think I have one on the banjo for you. This is also a Stephen Foster song. And this one comes from 1850, this song was. And it was 1 year after his big hit, which was Old Susanna. And the thing that always amazed me about the song Old Susanna, it was written in 1849. That was the year that everybody left Georgia to go to California to mine for gold. At the California gold rush, they left the Georgia fields. And people went across country. They heard this song on the East Coast. They got to California, and the song had beat them there in 1849. It was that good a song. And the story is the song, somebody got on a ship and went around South America and got to the gold fields before the people that went cross country. Playing that Old Susanna was that song. Great song. This one was the next year. Also a big hit for him, called the Camptown Races. So we're going to think about the Louisville races. Is that coming through enough? More of that? I can't quite tell. Well, Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. Chocolate is 5 miles long, oh, doo-dah day. I come down with a brand new hat, doo-dah, doo-dah. Go back home with a pocket full of tin, oh, doo-dah day. Gonna run all day, gonna run all night. Bet my money on a bobtail nag, somebody bet on the bay. Stephen Foster, there you are. Kentucky Derby also has a lot of horses and hats and bourbon, I guess. I couldn't think of any songs about bourbon. I got to scotch and soda and 99 bottles of beer on the wall. But in Kentucky and in Georgia, they drink a lot of Mountain Dew. So the people I knew do anyway. Russ was sampling a little here just a minute ago. And the famous song about Mountain Dew was, I know it from Grandpa Jones, but I was reading about it. It was written by Bascom Lamar, the guy who started the folk festival in Asheville back in the 20s. He recorded people on a wire recorder, wrote down songs, and he was a lawyer, and a lot of his clients got into trouble with moonshine. So when he wrote a song, wrote a song about a fella that went to court because of his moonshine escapades. And that was Mountain Dew. A short time later, someone changed the words to make it a little more general. You all know Mountain Dew, the song. It's kind of a classic when you get to a group of people playing bluegrass, somebody will play it, and people will take turns singing the songs that the verses that they know about Mountain Dew. And the classic verses kind of go down the road. From me, there's a big hollow tree where you lay down $1 or $2. You go round the bend and you come back again. There's some good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that old Mountain Dew. And them that refuse it of you, I'll hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. And Grandpa would always sing about his aunt. Well, my Auntie June wears the smelliest perfume. It smells to high heaven, but much to our surprise, when we had it analyzed, it was good old Mountain Dew. They called it that good old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it a few. I'll hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. So when we play, there are about 5 verses that people sing. Everybody knows the verses, and after they've sing them all, then I think about the verses that I learned back in the 70s. So it's my turn to step up, and people have been playing this song for 30 or 40 years. I have a couple of verses they've never heard. I'm going to share them with you now. Well, my brother Harry, he runs a mortuary. When you're gone, he'll preserve you like new. He'll suck out your blood and he'll inject a flood of that good old Mountain Dew. And it was the 70s, of course. So another verse went, my sister died, she tried cocaine and pot, and I know that she used to sniff glue. She gave up on drugs when she found one of my jugs of that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that good old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Then I always have one last verse. I say, if you remember the 70s, you probably weren't there, but this is that verse. My brother Bill's got a farm on the hill, and he makes quite a bit, I am told. Yeah, in between the rows, said you ought to see it grow. It's that good old Acapulco Gold. They call it that Acapulco Gold. And them that refuse it are old. I'll hush up my song if you fill up my bong with that good old Acapulco Gold. So that's always a treat for people to hear something new verse or something they haven't heard after singing a song for 30 years. And for our last Kentucky song, we're going to do one from Bill Monroe, who is the father of bluegrass music. Oh, shut up. Thank you. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Proved untrue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. It was on a moonlight night. The stars are shining bright. When they whispered from on high, your love said goodbye. Something like that. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and said goodbye. And Bill Monroe would play it real slow with the fiddle going nice and sweet. And one day I was a student down on the Choctaw Reservation of Mississippi, and I'd been to Meridian to see Jimmy Rogers' hometown, and I was coming over those loopy, hilly areas of Mississippi, and Bill Monroe finished this, shine on the one that's gone and said goodbye. And then they just kicked it and went, it was about that time the blue light turned on, because I had sped up about 30 miles an hour. Spent the next afternoon at the courthouse, walked in, said, I have this ticket, I'm guilty. How much? And the guy behind the counter goes, just a minute. And he goes over to the phone and he says, he says, is the judge there? Oh. He says, how much for 12 miles over? And he says, it'll be $12. I'm sure it was the judge's wife that sentenced me. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and proved untrue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. It was on a moonlight night, the stars shining bright. It whispered from on high, your love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on, it's gone and said goodbye. Yeah, Mr. Bill Monroe, Kentucky songs. Guess we've got enough time to do another one for you. This is one we've done before, but I just like it so much, particularly when we think about being at places, singing songs about places. We do have a special guest who's coming later, so that'll be, don't leave until he gets here. This is another Jimmy Rogers song from Meridian, Mississippi. This is Marcia and my wedding song. When it's peach picking time in Georgia, apple picking time in Tennessee, cotton picking time in Mississippi. Everybody picks on me when it's roundup time in Texas. The cowboys make whoopee. I'm going back home to Georgia, where it's cow picking time for me. Where there's bluegrass down in Kentucky, one more Kentucky. Virginia's where they do the swing. Carolina, now I'm coming to you to spend the spring. Well, Arkansas, I hear you calling. I know I'll be there soon. It said that we do a little picking underneath that Ozark moon. When all the pickers are picking the cotton, it's in that we pick a wedding ring. Go downtown, buy a wedding gown for the wedding in the spring. I hope the preacher, he knows his business. I know he can't fool me when it's peach picking time in Georgia. It's cow picking time for me. Yeah, peach picking time in Georgia, gal picking time for me. It worked for us, Marcia. My turn to pick. So thinking about what's been going on since the last time we saw you, last week I went to Honduras, and Delta wasn't flying direct to Honduras, so I ended up going through Dallas. And made me think about some of those Texas songs. So I have just a little bit of one, also a Jimmy Rogers tune, called It's Tea for Texas. It's tea for Texas, tea for Tennessee, tea for Texas and tea for Tennessee. Tea for Thelma, that woman made a wreck out of me. Gonna buy me a shotgun just as long as I am tall. Gonna buy me a shotgun just as long as I am tall. Gonna shoot poor Thelma to watch her jump and fall. Yodelay. Rather drink muddy water, sleep in a hollow log, or sleep in a hollow, drinking a hollow log, sleep in a hollow log, than to be in Atlanta, treated like a dirty dog. It's tea for Texas, tea for Tennessee, tea for Texas and tea for Tennessee. Now tea for Thelma, that woman made a wreck out of me. Texans, there you are. Beware. So from Dallas, I went down to Honduras. We have a little mission hospital there that most of you have heard about. Honduras is like a lot of COVID, but everybody was very, very much doing precautions. So everybody we met had a mask, inside and outside. Every time you went into a building, there was a little tray of some kind of disinfectant to walk through, and then you had hand sanitizers, or you washed your hands in the sink with hot water, which was really unusual in Honduras. And everybody at the hospital, where I've been going for 15, 16 years, they saw patients, about half the number of usual patients. And from March until January, they didn't have anybody get sick. And then in January, everybody got COVID, but they all recovered from it, which was good. And they've got lots of good projects going on. They're seeing patients. Their physical therapy program is still growing, and they're building a new building. For that, they are starting a rural health service, so they have a four-wheel drive vehicle. We drove up into the mountains to see where they're going to work with about 10 different villages. The mother-baby program is going, and the counseling is going on, and so the country is just starting to vaccinate government healthcare workers. One of the anesthesiologists we know down there said that she knows 10 anesthesia people who've died from COVID. So they say they don't know what the real figures are, because the government's they're not always sure they're getting the truth from the government. And I said, welcome to the United States. We're the same way, but it's good. The other thing that happened last fall, they had 2 hurricanes. Luckily, they're in a valley and didn't have bad winds, but they had lots and lots of water. And one of the reservoirs up in the mountains broke and washed down through the river, and washed away the first one washed away one of the walls of the people that have 3 handicapped children we've taken care of, and the other one, they lost their house. So, but they got safely moved to town, to the retreat center for the friars, and then they found them a house to rent. So they're going to be town people for a while, which is good. But generally, everybody was ready for COVID to be over, but also really didn't affect their desire and ability to take care of people. It was really heartwarming to be there, and good to see people I hadn't seen in over a year. They become kind of like those relatives you visit several times a year, and it was a treat to get to go see them. And we were down there and with an anesthesiologist, Constantine, who's a singer. So he was learning the Spanish words to this song, and I learned the chords. I should learn the Spanish words, but haven't started. But this is one that they all know. Bésame, bésame mucho. Each time I cling to your kiss, I hear music divine. Bésame, bésame mucho. Love me forever and say that you'll always be mine. Dearest one, if ever you should leave me, then each little dream will take wings, life will be through. Bésame, bésame mucho. Love me forever and tell me you'll always be true. This joy is something new, never saw its love before. I never thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering that you I adore. Bésame mucho. Each time I cling to your kiss, I hear music divine. Bésame, bésame mucho. Love me forever and make all my dreams come true. Love me forever and make all my dreams come true. So bésame mucho. And I told you I have a special guest who went with me to Honduras. And he wanted some introduction music, so get ready. Now Rocky Raccoon came into his room to find only Gideon's Bible. Gideon checked out and he left it no doubt to help for Rocky's revival. So that's your music. Come out here, Rocky. When I go to Honduras or other places and I don't speak the language, it's always good to have a friend to go with you. And Rocky goes with me everywhere. So, this is my friend Rocky. If you haven't met him before, you'll have to come see him afterwards. But he is so good with the children, and he doesn't require any real communications, except he likes to eat. Rocky? Yeah, you want to eat? Okay, he says he's ready to eat, so let me get him a little something here. Now go slow. This had moonshine in it. Okay. So he's a good little pet. Hey, you are. Yeah, you. So I always like Rocky because he's so easy to travel with, and the children just really love Rocky. And hey, slow down. But he is a little bit of a pig when he's Rocky. Okay. So Rocky says he would like to come out and let somebody pet him. Will somebody come pet Rocky? Oh, come on. Yeah, this is good. So this is Rocky. If you'll stand right here. Stand here so people can see Rocky. You want to pet him? He is real. Are you real, Rocky?
He's real? Yeah. He's not real. You couldn't take him on the airplane.
Put him in my pocket. They don't ever know. They never check their pockets.
What is it? It's not real.
Are you real, Rocky?
No, it's not real.
It's not? No, you're not real, are you?
Looks real. Okay, I want to get it.
So what he really likes is to look this right down the cheek. Can you do it? Come over here a little closer.
I saw the picture you sent.
So that's Rocky. And he'll be glad to talk to you after. Give him a nice hand. it's getting late, but I've got one more little tune for you. From in January, as I go to Honduras with the Aloha team, and the Aloha team comes from Hawaii is their basis, and they travel around the world. They go to Laos and Kathmandu and the Philippines and everywhere. But they started coming to Honduras, and we went along to kind of get them oriented, and they were such fun that we kept going with them. And so when I'm with them, I always take a ukulele so I can, hoping to find the ukulele players. And sometimes they have some, but I had to play this song for them because it's a little bit Hawaiian and a little bit hillbilly. So when the sun's sinking low and the work's all through, there ain't nothing I'd rather do than sit around the house when the folks ain't home, listen to the music on the gramophone. I like mountain music, good old mountain music, played by a real hillbilly band. Give me rhythm, let me sway right with them. Well, I think the melody is grand. I heard Hawaiians play in the land of the Wiki-Waki, and I must say that they can't beat the turkey and the straw by cracky. I like mountain music, good old mountain music, played by a real hillbilly band. Played by a real hillbilly band. And they always like that one. So I'll leave you with our usual. You take a C and an R and an ESS, W-I-N-D, and that spells crash swing, and it means paradise. You take a C and an R and an ESS, W-I-N-D, and that spells crash swing. It's mighty nice. Don't cover a lot when you look on the map. But I was studying geography while I was sitting on my mama's knee, studying my retirement map. That's this verse. You take a C and an R and an ESS, W-I-N-D, and that spells crash swing, and that's home to me. And that spells crash swing, and it means paradise. In Gainesville, Georgia, USA. Thank you all very much for your patience. This was longer. I guess I've done more than I have seen you in 2 weeks. Check your upcoming updates because the ukulele community in Crestwin is getting ready to reboot the interest in ukuleles. So we're planning to have a Uke Fest show at the pavilion, and we're going to talk about the opportunities for people who have played before but who've kind of fallen away to come back. And we're going to do kind of a slow jam boot camp for get people up to speed. And we're going to start a brand new section of for people who've never played before. So think ukuleles, watch the update, come join us. Let's fill this air with ukulele music. All right, God bless you all. Take care.